Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, a really big welcome. My name's Jenny and on this channel I mainly make lifestyle content, which pretty much means I make videos about everything and anything. Some of the topics I include are things like disability, chronic illness, mental health, a bit of Disney, a bit of travel when you can do that kind of thing, fashion, beauty, and pretty much everything in between. So hopefully there'll be something on here that you enjoy, and I really hope you stick around to watch this video. So today's video is the first in my Christmas content series, which I'm really excited about. I absolutely love Christmas and I've been really excited about kind of planning and making Christmassy videos this year. I've got my Christmas jumper on. I can't actually see the ho ho ho, but it does say ho ho ho. And yeah, I'm looking forward to making some Christmassy content for you over the next few weeks. So in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about some ideas that you can do of like things that are COVID safe to enjoy the kind of festive run up to Christmas. Obviously things are very different this year, and a lot of our usual traditions that we do before Christmas probably won't be able to happen, or won't be able to happen in the same way that they usually do because of COVID and trying to follow restrictions and keep people safe. So I wanted to just try and think of some different things that you could possibly do just to enjoy the run up to Christmas and Christmas Day itself. Hopefully this might help you a little bit if you're kind of stuck on what to do. There kind of seem to be two like schools of thought. Some people just don't want to bother with Christmas at all, they just can't get in like festive spirit, and some people want to kind of go all out and make it like the best Christmas ever because of everything that's happened this year. I think I'm in like the latter one. I love Christmas anyway, and this year I don't know, I just want to try and make it more special. I want to go crazy with decorations and try and do lots of nice festive things just to make up for the rubbish year that we've been having. So I've come up with quite a few different ideas, and hopefully there'll be something here that you'll be able to enjoy. Some of the things that I'm suggesting are going to be stuff that you can do at home for people who don't want to leave home or can't leave home because they're shielding, and some things are going to be for things that people that can leave home and do things as well. Obviously I just want to kind of say this before we start, you know, I'm not a medical expert, I'm not a COVID expert, so you know, nothing is going to be completely COVID safe unless you're staying in your house and not seeing anybody or doing anything, but I've tried to pick things that will have like measures in place like social distancing and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully there'll be something for you to choose from depending on where you kind of are with wanting to stay at home or needing to stay at home or being able to go out a bit. So something that I really enjoy doing in the run up to Christmas is going to a Christmas market. Usually it's just a local one, although I have been to like some of the bigger ones in previous years, but a lot of these are cancelled this year because it's just going to encourage people to get together too much, and obviously we're trying to keep away from each other at the moment. A few are going ahead, so do kind of check around and see what's happening locally, but for a lot of people it's just not something you want to be doing this year. However, a lot of places seem to be doing virtual Christmas markets, so it's worth again looking around, especially like locally, because I know for us on our local Facebook page we have like a kind of Facebook group for where I live. People have advertised Christmas markets, so we're having kind of like a general one where we live, but also some like schools are doing them, charities are doing them, and basically I think it's just like a page that you go to where they have all of the different kind of sellers, you know, small businesses and things like that, kind of exhibiting their produce and what they're selling, and you can kind of look through it either on a specific day or for like a time period depending on which one you're going to. And it's just a way of like supporting small businesses, which is often what you find at Christmas markets, being able to find, you know, like unique gifts that you may not have found when you're just sort of browsing on Amazon or something like that, and just getting into the Christmassy spirit a bit. You know, you can make yourself a nice Christmassy drink, put a Christmassy film on in the background, and just browse through your Christmas market, seeing if there's anything nice that you want to buy before Christmas. Another thing that I absolutely have to do every Christmas is go and see some Christmas lights. Sometimes we'll go up to London, usually if I've got a hospital appointment we'll kind of tie it in with going to see some of the London Christmas lights. This year we won't be doing that, we don't we don't need to go up to London, so we don't want to do that. Obviously if you live in a big city, then you can go out and look at those Christmas lights and enjoy them. But even if you live in a little town like I do, usually most of the time some houses will have put Christmas lights out, so it's always worth having a little walk or a drive around and just seeing what Christmas lights you can see. I always just find that it makes me feel really festive. In our town, myself and another lady are actually organising a Christmas light trail. So basically lots of people are taking part, and all of their houses will be added to a map, and then people can kind of look at the map and follow that trail to kind of guarantee that they will go and see Christmas lights. So it's worth finding out if there's something like that going on in your area. There's also a Facebook group that I wanted to just promote, and it changes its name depending on the time of year. They did something for Halloween, but it's now changed its name to the Big Neighbourhood Winter Windowland Trail. And basically it's like a national group, and they give ideas and things like that of ways to decorate your house and ways that you can kind of take part in this Windowland Trail, which is basically either people decorating a window or decorating the outside of their house. I can't remember if it's got ways to raise money for charity in it as well, but I'll link it below so that you can check it out. There's so many good ideas on there for decorating, and honestly I've just been looking through it and it makes me feel so festive and so inspired to kind of try some different crafts and all that kind of thing. So yeah, do go out and see some Christmas lights. Obviously you can do that in your bubble, you don't have to mix with anybody else, and you can either walk or take the car depending on what kind of works best for you. And I just think it's something that I absolutely love doing. It's just, yeah, makes me feel really festive. If you're happy to go out somewhere and go to somewhere where you might kind of come into contact with other people, places like Kew Gardens, Wisley, Longleat, etc. Are all doing their light trails again this year. I wasn't sure if they'd still happen, but they are happening, and they're obviously happening with certain restrictions in place. So I think you have to like pre-book, and they're only allowing certain number of people in, all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, it's just not something that I would be able to do this year. I haven't been shielding this time round, but I am trying to kind of avoid going near too many people still. And even though, you know, the restrictions are going to be there, I'm just avoiding what I can. But it's something that I would love to do another year, especially going to Kew. It's something I've wanted to do for quite a few years and just never managed to get around to doing yet. But I've seen so many people's pictures and it just looks amazing. So if you're looking to do something like that, there's quite a lot of different places that are doing those light trails, so hopefully there'll be something near you. I would just say, if you're wanting to do it, have a look now and see if you can book, because they do tend to book up very quickly. So some of them may already be fully booked, but it's worth checking, and even like some smaller places are doing them. So yeah, have a look what's local to you, and it might be just something nice that you can do if you're wanting to get out of the house a bit. Another similar idea is to check out your local National Trust properties and gardens. A lot of them are doing light trails and things like that as well. Again, they'll have certain restrictions in place with regards to numbers of people that can go and booking in advance and all that kind of stuff. So if you've got a National Trust place near you, that's also worth checking out. I don't know whether they're doing any other activities. Sometimes they kind of do wintry type activities at certain places. So it's always worth checking out your nearest ones to see what they're doing. And they also have some really lovely ideas on their website, which I will link below as well. Things like Christmas crafts, making Christmas decorations, ways to raise money for charity, how to be a bit greener this Christmas, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's plenty of things from the National Trust to help you have a really nice run up to Christmas. So for me and my family, Christmas is often about the community, doing things at the church, things like that. And again, this year, a lot of those things have had to be changed or cancelled. But a lot of towns and cities are doing a lot of virtual Christmas events. So even though you can't go and do like your normal kind of stuff in person, they've found ways to kind of adapt it for this year to try and make it nice still. So for example, our local church are doing a virtual nativity, so they're putting that out on Christmas Eve for people to watch. They're doing, I think, a virtual Christingle, although some people can go to the church. They will be like showing it online as well, and you can make your own Christingle. Things like that, all sorts of different nativity services and church services, community things like that. So again, I can't kind of link to everything because you're all going to be in different areas, but it's worth checking out what's local to you, finding out what your local churches are doing if that's something that you usually enjoy doing. And yeah, it's just going to be a different way of celebrating Christmas, and I think it's a really good chance to make new traditions as well. You know, a lot of us do the same thing every Christmas, and that's because we enjoy doing it, but this year it just seems like the perfect time to come up with some new ideas of things you could do. So yeah, have a think, see what your local community are doing, and plan some things in your diary so that you've got stuff to look forward to over the next few weeks. Another thing that a lot of families can't go without at Christmas is going to visit Santa. I mean, he is like a big part of Christmas, isn't he? And if you've got children, it's something that usually you like to do at some point with the children. Obviously, Santa has got to be very careful because he needs to make sure he doesn't get COVID so that he can make sure he brings all the presents on time. So I think he is still doing visits, but just doing them in a little bit of a different way. So again, you know, don't write off seeing Santa altogether, but just look at different ways of doing it. So if you're able to go out, some garden centres and kind of places like that are doing visits, but they're socially distanced. You can still get the photos taken, they just might be a little bit different. Santa is also doing some doorstep visits in some places, so perhaps if you're not able to leave the house, or if you've got a chronically ill child that can't go out because they're shielding, you might be able to arrange a doorstep visit from Santa where, you know, comes and knocks on your door, has a little chat with your child, might bring his elves or something like that, and it's just a nice way for them to see Santa without having to go out and be near other people. Or there are also quite a lot of like online Santa experiences, so some of them where Santa will kind of give you a Zoom call and have a chat with your child for a little while. Some of them where you can kind of have like a little Christmas message. There's also, if you ask Alexa for like to talk about Christmas and things like that. I don't want to say it too loud because I've got one in here and she might start talking. But yeah, if you ask her like how many days it is till Christmas or things like that, you can also talk to Santa or hear Santa through there. So there's lots of different ways to do it. As with everything in this video, I will link what I can below to kind of give you some ideas. But yeah, just don't write off visiting Santa because he's still trying to do his best to see as many children as possible. Something that I've always wanted to do at Christmas, and again it's just one of those things I've never got around to doing, is to make my own Christmas wreath. And usually in the run up to Christmas, a lot of places near me do kind of wreath making workshops and things like that you can kind of book onto, and a florist or something will go through making a wreath with you. You'll have Christmassy drinks and mince pies and that kind of thing, and it's always something that I've always wanted to do, but I don't know, Christmas just gets busy and you kind of run out of time. So if that's something you like doing, or it's something you've kind of wanted to do and haven't had a chance like me, a lot of places do seem to be doing kind of like virtual wreath making. So some places I know you can like sign up and they will deliver like a little box to you, and it's got all your, I was going to say ingredients, but that's not what I mean, all your supplies in it for making the wreath. And then they may have like a video that you can watch, or there may be like a time when you all join a Zoom call and you watch the florist and kind of do it along with them. Or you can get your own like stuff to make it with, watch a YouTube video or something like that. You could Zoom with a few friends or FaceTime with a few friends if you were going to kind of all go together and you can't do that now. You could perhaps have a video call with them and all make one at the same time while you have sort of some festive drinks and stuff. So again, there's ways to do it. It's just trying to adapt it into something that's a little bit safer this year, but it might be quite fun if you've never made a Christmas wreath before to give it a go this year and perhaps start another new tradition. Something that we always used to do as children, and something that I would really like to be able to do with Maisie and Noah, although they may do it with their parents, is to write a letter to Father Christmas, and that has not changed this year. You can still do that. There's an address that you can write to. Again, I'll leave it below. You can write the letter to Santa, send it in the post box, and your child will get a letter back, or you know, you don't have to be a child. Santa will also talk to adults. So yeah, it's just a nice little thing that you might be able to do with your children or yourself. Sit down, have a Christmas film on, or some Christmassy music, write the letter to Father Christmas. Perhaps if your children kind of are wanting to try and think of one present that they want, they could pop that in there, ask him some questions about what he's been up to this year. Has his year been any different because of COVID? What his elves have been doing, all that kind of stuff. And it's just something really magical, isn't it? You writing a letter to Father Christmas with your children and then getting a reply from the North Pole that they can kind of keep and feel like Father Christmas has, you know, written to them personally, which is really nice. So yeah, this is something that hasn't been affected by COVID at all. You can still do it because you'd just be doing it from home, and you can go out for your little walk down to the post office and post your letter to him. One of the biggest parts about Christmas for a lot of people is obviously getting together with loved ones, and that is going to be quite difficult this year. I mean, at the moment we're having the Christmas bubble, so you can be with two other households at Christmas. But obviously restrictions might change, we just don't know. So if you have got family or friends that you can't be with for whatever reason, then it's a good idea to try and work out something else that you can do so that you can still, you know, enjoy the festive period and be with them, but just in a different way. So one thing that might be really nice to do is if you do like a meal over video call, depending on how close you live to each other, you could each cook different courses and then deliver them to each other so that you're kind of all enjoying the same meal, and then video call while you're eating so that you feel like you're together, just not in person. Or if you live too far away, you just each make your own meal and eat it, you know, while you're on video call, so that you're still chatting to them, you're still like, you know, socializing over a meal. It's just not in person, and I think that would be a really nice idea. I don't know whether there's anyone we would do that with, because we're hoping that we'll be able to see like the people that we want to see, but I think it's nice if you're not able to go out, you know, to be in a bubble with somebody else, or if your loved ones are too far away. It's just a really nice way that you can still be together. And you could even do it on Christmas Day. You know, if you normally spend Christmas Day as a family, like a big family together, why not just have your Christmas dinner, you know, far away from each other but still on video call. So the next few things that I've come up with have not been affected by COVID at all, but I really wanted to include them because they're just nice ways to celebrate Christmas and to start feeling festive. And the first one is to watch Christmas films. I can't do Christmas without watching a Christmas film or two, and I have so many old favourites that, you know, I have to start early so that I can make my way through them all. It's a really just a nice thing to do, isn't it, to start getting you into the festive spirit. And there's also new ones coming out, so there's some on Disney Plus, there's some on Netflix, and yeah, I'm really excited to watch those. If you want to try and change things a little bit, and you perhaps would have watched some Christmas films with a friend or a loved one that you can't be with, why not have them on a video call? Or if you do Disney Plus, you can do the group watch feature. It's just a nice way of like having like that connection with somebody when you can't actually be with them physically. So yeah, choose a video, that's very old-fashioned. Choose a film to watch, and yeah, try and organise a way that you can both watch it together, discuss it, I don't know, through WhatsApp or messaging or something like that. And it's just a nice way to, yeah, start getting into the festive spirit. Something else that you can do when you're at home that I really want to do this year is do some Christmas baking. Most years I just never have a chance to do much of it because you've got so many other things going on. You've got, you know, concerts and events and all this kind of stuff that you're going to, that I just run out of time and energy to do it. So I'm hoping that this year I might get a chance to do a little bit more Christmas baking. So there's so many different things you could make. You could make mince pies, you could make a gingerbread house or gingerbread men, you could make a Yule log, you could make a Christmas cake, Christmassy biscuits. There are so many ideas on Pinterest, so if you're stuck for ideas, have a look on there, because there's just literally, I've got a list as long as my arm of things I want to make, and I think I need to start now because otherwise I'm not going to get them all done. But yeah, I find Christmassy baking really helps me get into the festive spirit. And you know, you could share what you've baked with your neighbours or friends, go and like, you know, wrap it up and pop it on their doorstep. It's just something fun to do when you can't really go out and do much else. Why not make some yummy food? And on a similar theme, why not decorate a gingerbread house? I've done this for a couple of years and it gets a little bit stressful sometimes, like trying to get the gingerbread house to stay up and, you know, not fall over. But to be honest, it's good fun. You end up with a tasty treat to eat. It's good fun to do with children. I really want to do it with Noah this year. We've never done one with him before, but I think when we have him one day, we might try and do one. And to be honest, I just think I need to chill a bit and just enjoy the process of decorating, because, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And to me, a gingerbread house is just part of Christmas. Now that I've done it for a few years, I just feel like I can't do Christmas without having a gingerbread house. So you can get kits from so many places. I'll see if I can find any that I can link, or you could try baking your own from scratch if you're feeling a little bit more confident. I'm sure there's various recipes online and things like that that you can do. But yeah, it's something that I will be doing this year, putting a bit of Christmassy music on and just having some fun with decorating a little house. So something that a lot of people do at Christmas is have a Christmas party, whether it's a work party or a family party or a school party or a college party or any other kind of parties. You know, Christmas is party time, and unfortunately it's just not going to happen this year. There's just no real way of having a COVID-safe Christmas party when you're all together, because it's just too many people. However, you could have a virtual Christmas party. So do it over Zoom or FaceTime or something like that. Set a time, send your invites out, and then have some party games that you can play, have drinks, have food, and just have a really fun time. It's obviously not going to be quite the same as seeing each other in person, but I think you can still make it fun, and you know, it's just a different kind of memory for this year, isn't it? So I'm sure there's plenty of different like Christmassy party games people could play. You could play like charades or Pictionary or various other things like that. You could all have, you know, the same drinks and the same food and just have a good time, have a bit of a laugh. And yeah, I think we all just need that at the moment. Another thing that you could do in the run up to Christmas is do some Christmas crafting. So you could make some Christmas cards or some Christmassy decorations. I have done this a little bit in previous years, but again, just time runs away with me and it's not something that I manage to fit in usually, but it's something that I really enjoy doing and I kind of would like to try and do a little bit more of this year. It's something you can do as an adult or you can do with your children, and there's just so many options. I mean, you could look at somewhere like Hobbycraft and buy, you know, ready-made kits, or you could go on Pinterest and just find some inspiration and do it from scratch. There are literally so many ideas to make different things, so I can't even start listing them all because I will miss something. But I just think it's really nice to have little homemade decorations or to send homemade cards to a few people. So yeah, get your crafty stuff out and have fun making some glittery, messy, Christmassy goodness. So I couldn't get through this video without a bit of Disney, and one of the things that I will definitely be doing this year is to be watching some Christmassy Disney shows and parades on YouTube. I mean, I will watch Disney shows and stuff all year round anyway, but their Christmassy ones just are amazing and they make you feel so festive. I've never been to Disney at Christmas and it's something that I would love to do one day, but if it's something that you do normally and you're obviously not able to do it this year, it might be fun to just watch some of those parades and shows and things with your family or whoever you were going to be going with, just to kind of feel like you're not completely missing out and that you're still kind of there but not. So yeah, I mean, just check out like the YouTube Disney Parks web channel. Can't think what you call it now. Yeah, there's a Disney Parks channel on YouTube which has lots of videos and stuff on it, but also so many people will have filmed them and put them up on YouTube as well. So if you just search Disney Christmas shows or things like that, I'm sure lots and lots of different ones will come up. Something else that I really enjoy doing in the run up to Christmas is reading Christmassy stories. Obviously this is going to vary depending on whether you're wanting to get Christmassy ones for your children or yourself. I'll be doing a bit of both this year because we'll have my nephew and niece, well, possibly not my niece with us until Christmas, but my nephew will be around before Christmas, so we'll be reading some Christmassy books with him. But I also like to find, you know, more grown-up Christmas stories, and I have quite a few of them, and it's just a nice way to get into the Christmas spirit without having to go anywhere or do anything particularly. If you're not up to reading a book, I'm sure there are like Christmas audiobooks you can listen to as well. And I don't know, I just find reading Christmas books gets me feeling all kind of warm and fuzzy and Christmassy. So there's plenty out there. I'll see if I can link a few of my favourites below. But yeah, if you've got any favourite Christmas books, please do let me know because I'm always looking for new ones to read. Another fun way to start feeling Christmassy is to put on some Christmas music and dance around the house like a loon. I just can't get enough of Christmas songs. I mean, obviously I wouldn't really listen to them all year round, that would be a little bit too much, but once December hits, I love to put the Christmas songs on and just have a bit of a boogie. And I think there's something about Christmas songs that just makes anybody dance, because we will often put them on like on Christmas Day and you'll see like everybody in the family just having a little dance. So if you're feeling a little bit glum and you just can't get into the Christmas mood, honestly I would just put a Christmas playlist on and you can't help but start to dance. So just, you know, lose your inhibitions and have a bit of fun. And then my last COVID safe way to enjoy the run up to Christmas is the most obvious one of all, and that is to decorate your house. I know a lot of people are going all out this year trying to just make Christmas as special as possible, and I think that's what we'll probably be doing as well. I mean, we go pretty well, like all out anyway because we love decorating for Christmas, but a lot of people are putting their decorations up earlier because, you know, it's 2020, why not? And yeah, it's the one thing that like guarantees to make me feel festive. So if you haven't started decorating yet and you're trying to get yourself feeling a bit festive, why not start bringing out the decorations, even if it's just a few at a time. It's just a nice way of like starting to add some festive touches into your house and making it just feel magical and Christmassy. So yeah, there's plenty of videos on YouTube that you can watch of people decorating if you need inspiration. Also, that Facebook group I told you about before have got so many ideas on there, so if you're stuck for ideas, have a look on there as well. But yeah, I'm so excited to get decorating this year because I just love the house when it's all Christmassy, because it just, oh, you feel like you're in a little bubble and it's just lovely. So yeah, have fun decorating, do it with people that you live with, put some music on and just have fun and make the house look lovely. So those are all my ideas of some COVID safe ways to enjoy the run up to Christmas. I really hope you found some of them helpful. I'd love to hear if you've got any ideas that I haven't like put in here, because I'm sure there are plenty more of things you could be doing. But yeah, I hope you found it helpful and enjoyed hearing some of my ideas. If you have and you'd like to see more from me, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell, that means you'll get notified every time I upload a video so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're getting into the festive spirit this year, whether you've got any other ideas of things we could be doing. I'd love to hear them. I love Christmas. And also let me know if there's any other videos you'd like to see me film. Also come and follow me on social media. My links are in the description below, but I'll pop my Instagram and Twitter up here. Those are the two platforms that I'm mainly on, so do come over and say hello. It would be lovely to talk to you, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!